Greetings, Happy New Year, and welcome to spring semester. We have a lot of great and exciting things to share, so let's hop to it. We have some new schools we'll be welcoming, Barnes County North, South Hart, and Wahpeton. I also have been in talks with Devils Lake, who should be joining us shortly as well. Some interesting and new facts with all of these new schools starting and new students registering. We have some pretty interesting facts to reveal. We now are at 26 schools who are participating. We are reaching 154 students who are registered. Of them who are registered, 135 students are actively registered students, meaning that they're actively participating. So I got that number from taking the total registered and subtracting those who have registered but haven't started or done anything yet. Of the 135, we've got 69 students completing CREAM Math, 31 with just English, and 35 who are working with math and English. The average pretest scores for all schools combined, 25.72% for math, 75% with reading, and about 64% for writing. There are 66 students who are completing CREAM English, and that could be combination of math and English, but those who are working on English, we have 10 who have successfully passed both the reading and writing post-test. The average CREAM English pre-test, so taking the CREAM reading and writing in combination together, is 69%. And then the average CREAM post-test score, again taking reading and writing in combination as an average, is 80.8%. So quite a significant jump in my opinion. Which brings me to English scores. I know some of you have heard this before, but if a student takes the pretest and earns a 70% or greater on the writing and or reading, they still need to take the post-test for each of these, as this is the score that counts towards CREAM English. I know many have taken the pretest in either one, and maybe they have modules they need to work on. Maybe they don't, even if they have earned a 70% or greater. I have a lot of students who I've seen just have the pretest scores and then haven't done the post-test. So make sure your students are taking those post-test exams as well in both the reading and writing for their CREAM English score. Some general comments that I've come across, some questions recently. Does a student have a good chance at finishing CREAM Math and or CREAM English if we start in the spring? And what is the pace and how long does it take to finish the course? There's so many factors here that play a role. Each student is extremely individualized once they take that pretest, so it's extremely important that they take their time on it because each student will have a different amount of modules that they will be required to take. And depending on how fast your student individually works as a student, they could finish them quickly or it may take them some more time. So it's really hard to say how long it will take a student to complete the program because each student is really just individualized. It should also be noted that just because a student begins CREAM Math and or CREAM English does not guarantee they're going to pass. This isn't everyone passes just because you sign up. There's a lot of hard work that goes into this. So don't assume that just because they're signing up and taking this course, don't let them assume that they will be able to pass. Another great thing to remember is that CREAM Math and or CREAM English only counts at NDUS schools. So if you're on a bordering town that borders a state, make sure your students are aware of this, that it's not approved in the MNSCU system or the South Dakota University system. These aren't approved courses for placement. So make sure your students are open and working with their admissions counselors there as well to see what they could do about using the Pearson product with CREAM for perhaps possibilities of placement there. But note that It only counts for NDUS schools. Some housekeeping items. I have, I believe, another one school is finishing up. So the majority of schools are finishing who are starting in the spring. So I'll be sending out an email to all of those who have currently finished their CREAM training as of this week. You'll be getting an email from me requesting some information so that I can give you your stipend payment. If you have yet to begin CREAM training, don't worry, you're on my list. I will have another round of stipend requests coming for those who are starting a little later for spring. Also, please do not use a code for a test student. As I've been looking through, I've been seeing quite many your school quote unquote test student. Please do not use a code. This is money that we can't get back. Each code that you use for a student or re-registering a student, if you can't remember their username or password, this has come up a few times. That's $105 we don't get back. So do not use a code for a test student. If your student forgets their username and or password, you're locked out of the account, please let myself, Amy, or Jane know. We can certainly help get that student back in without creating a new account. Again, all those are worth $105 that we cannot get back. And I know off the top of my head, there's at least probably 7 to 8 times that this has occurred that we can't get that money back. So please be vigilant in not using codes for test students. Further, if you are new starting this spring, please take a moment to watch previous facilitator updates from this previous year, from the fall through here. There's a lot of great information in all of them, and many of your questions that I've been getting via email have already been answered in those facilitator updates. If you cannot find your answer within those updates, please let me know. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. And in the meantime, keep doing the great things you're doing for our students and for our North Dakota students as we prepare them for their next step in their journey.